Okay, so this top 10 list I'm going to do is a bit different from my normal top 10 lists, and I'll explain. As you can see right here on the title, my top 10 most attractive women in animation. Now, first off, let me explain where I got this idea. I got this idea from a combination of two different videos of the same genre. First being a video from Doug Walker that I found where he talked about his top 10 favorite, most attractive women in animation in his opinion, and that's going to be the thing. This is my opinion. This is just my personal top 10 list. This is not the definitive most attractive women in animation. I'm not saying that at all. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But I was watching this video, I was like, huh, okay, that's an interesting list. And then I watched a video, and this was the one that more inspired me to do this. A video from a girl called The Train Ticket, who I'm subscribed to. You should subscribe to, too, if you want to, because she has some very interesting videos as well. She does do some blogs here and there, but she mostly does AMVs, a lot of them. And her video actually inspired me to do this video more so because she's a lot of fun just to listen to and explain. But both of them had very genuine reasons of doing these kind of lists. It's not because, and I know I'm already sounding weird from the get-go doing top 10 most attractive women in animation. But here's the thing. These are not characters that I would, you know, ooh, I just dream about them all the time in a dirty kind of way. No, it's not like that. They all have traits that I look for in women, and I find that interesting. I'm not saying I go out, I have fantasies about these girls, because I know they're not real. I know this, but but the thing is, like I said, they all have traits of girls I'd like to meet. They all have traits I look for in women, and at one point or another, they all have certain traits. And that's kind of the driving point for this video. And same for Doug. I think that was the same thing for Doug Walker and Train Ticket's videos as well. That was another thing. So that was kind of the driving point for that's kind of the driving point I'm trying to make for, you know, doing this. And I'm just going to go straight through. I'm just going to go straight through top 10, you know, through my top 10 list. I'm not going to do 25 because this list was hard as hell as it was. This video was just frickin' hard, and I do have my reasons of liking these characters and why I find them in certain aspects attractive. And I mean in that sense, it's kind of like whenever I talk to Deanna about her favorite Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. And she says, he has traits that I look for in men, or if he was real, I'd just go out and have a drink with. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here as well. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get across. I don't find these women, like, sexually attractive, because I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I wish these characters were real. They just have certain qualities of them that, you know, I look for in women when I'm out dating. So, again, this is going to sound weird no matter what I do. So I'm just trying to lessen the blow here, is what I'm saying. But anyway, so moving on to the rules real quick before I go any further. The rules for this list is that this isn't going to follow my normal criteria for most other lists. It's mostly because on the grounds of this is just a list I did for fun. My whole brain went, fuck it, I'm going to do this list. That's literally my thought set for this. So you will see girls from both cartoons and anime. In fact, you'll probably see about more cartoon than anime girls. And for those who are wondering, no, Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit is not on this list in the slightest. She's not on here. She never really interested me, personally. I know she's on a lot of people's lists, but not on mine, sorry. Sorry to disappoint, but this list is just going to have 10. I'm not going to do honorable mentions for this one, because this one I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to have fun with this one. And that's literally all I'm doing here. I'm just having fun here. Don't take it any seriously. And once again, this is my top 10 list. Please respect it. If you have a different list, or if there's a character higher or lower on this list, that's totally fine. That's your opinion. That's your list. You know. I'm not saying these are you know, the top 10. You know, everyone should worship it. No, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and this is just mine. So without further ado, let's dive right into this with my number 10 pick. All right, so my number 10. Now, number 10 is actually a character that comes all the way from my childhood, and this has always been, it's also from a favorite animated movie of mine that, you know, I grew up with this movie. Whenever it's on TV or whenever they show it on Cartoon Network, I will always watch it because I always find it fascinating. And believe it or not, it's a Scooby-Doo animated film. And this is mostly because I like this character because she has a lot of life to her, pun intended, if you know where I'm going with this, because you probably already figured out which character I'm talking about. So, let's dive right into why I like my number 10 pick. Fantasma from Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. I love that movie so much because, I don't know, it's just all the characters were interesting. Even I'm not the biggest I like Scooby-Doo, but I'm not the biggest Scooby-Doo fan. But ever since my childhood, I've always liked all the, I like Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School because all the characters always just seem kind of funny to me. I mean, that's where some of the good jokes were. I mean, granted, there were some bad puns in there, but all the girls were interesting. Fanty was my favorite. Fantasma, aka Fanty, was my most favorite. I mean, first off, let me talk about how she's drawn. And this is going to sound really pervy, but allow me to explain. I like character. I have an eye for character design. And it's kind of what plays into a lot of the characters in this list. But that's not, I'm not saying that in a bad way. There are a lot of male character designs that I really enjoy as well. Aesthetically, Fantasma looks very interesting. I mean, you could have easily thrown her into, from just this character design, you could have thrown her into Danny Phantom, and it would have been interesting. Now, the reason why I like Fanty is because she's so full of life, pun intended, and she's always giggling, and I think she had the one who had the most character out of all the girls, in my opinion. She had the most, character to her. She was always the one who would, you know, she was the OG Pinkie Pie, if you want to look at it that way. And I've always wondered, why haven't, you know, Warner Brothers decided to do a Ghoul School show? I know they do Monster High, and I gave that a shot, and I was like, this ain't for me. But I'm curious because I know there's a definitive cult following for Ghoul School, so I'm surprised that never caught on, and you could revamp it. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Fanty was always just an interesting character. I mean, she had a very interesting presence. When she came on the screen, Fanty had my eyes on her, because she was the one who was doing the most stuff around. She was the one who was always cracking the jokes. She was always the one who had the energy. She had this energy. You know what I'm saying? She had this energy that you couldn't take your eyes off of her. Like I said, it's kind of like with Pinkie Pie, and I don't find Pinkie Pie attractive. I'm just making a comparison because you can't help it making that comparison with these two characters. That's all I'm saying. I may be a brony, but I ain't that kind of brony, if that's what anyone's thinking. But I'm getting so off topic. Fanty is just like she's on this list because of my she's like the original character I liked. I wrote a lot of stories, all of them crap with her. Mostly with her. I think one story was interesting because I remember one where she just hung out with Inuyasha from Inuyasha, and I was getting only on the sole ground of I was getting into Inuyasha at the time, and I was like, oh, let's have her meet Fanty, and I mean him meet Fanty, and that was literally the whole story, just them talking, and it all sucked. That was. Keep in mind, I was 9 years old when I wrote that. Oh god, that was just terrible. No, I was 10. Yeah, I think I was 10 or 11. But anyway, I'm getting a bit off topic with this one. But the reason why Fanty's on this list, I felt like I really had to put her on this list because she was part of. It was a childhood thing. You know, you never forget your first. I'm not helping with my case, am I? Alright, so, my number 9 pick. Now, number 9 comes from another favorite show from my childhood, and I still like this show to this day. And my number 9 pick is actually, I think you guys are going to be really surprised of who I put on this list. And I'm going to do my damnedest to explain why I find this character attractive in my own way, in my own words. So, without further ado, from the show, Ed, and Eddie, I give you guys, look no further than Marie Canker from Ed, and Eddie, like I said. Now, all of you have just, collectively gone, what the fuck? Now, the reason why I like Marie Canker, why I find her characteristics attractive to me is because there have been girls in my life who act so much like Marie. Marie's a very real character in the sense that, with minus the super strength, she's a character that I could. She has characteristics of girls I've met and been with that have the same characteristics as her. She has this very take no shit attitude. She has a very commanding presence along with the rest of the cankers, and that's kind of thing. What you're going to see a lot on this list is girls in power, and Marie kind of fits that aspect in the sense that whenever she's around, she commands this. Along with her sister, she has this commanding presence to her that makes people fear. It's more of a fear command than, you know, a powerful command, but still power in the sense. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's more on the why Marie's on this list is on the grounds of, like I said, she has characteristics of girls that I've met, I've been friends with, and I've been with in the past. So it is more relatability of why she's on this list on that ground. And I ranked her and Double D's relationship as my #1 pairing for Valentine's Day. Again, you have to keep in mind with this list, my brain just went collectively fuck it, and I just decided to do this list. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, that's just a few reasons why I like Marie, because again, there's a bit of relatability there because I have been, like I said, I have been, you know, been around girls like that, and there are girls out there who are very much like her. So yeah. Also, I kind of have a thing for different colored hair for some reason. I don't know why, but I have a thing for colored hair. It could be blonde, black. It could be like not just like blonde, black, brown. I'm talking like multicolored hair, like purple, beige, fucking any kind of color hair. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the blue hair as well that helps. And also, that's probably why Fanty's on this list too, because she's got that blue hair with the white fucking streak in her hair. So, anywho, moving on. Oh boy, now we're on to #8. Now, #8, you guys should have known that I would have had an Avatar character on this list. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you, but you guys are probably wondering which Avatar character I was going to put on this list. So, I'm not going to keep you guys waiting any longer.
So, without further ado, here's my #8 pick.
May. Yes, May. Now, the reason why I like May is kind of like, again with Marie, I've been around girls and been with girls who act a lot like May. You know, that sarcastic, very quiet, very sullen kind of characteristic. Also, kind of like with Fanty, I like her design. I really dig her design. You know, her costume's very interesting. It looks like a mix between a kimono and a samurai armor. The hairstyle's very interesting. And I also like a woman with power, and May has got some power in the sense that she has a lot of control over Zuko, in the sense that he could go to her, and they really do play off each other, because she's emotionless, and he has so much emotion building up inside him. That's kind of why when I did my top 10 favorite cartoon pairings, that's kind of why I like them, because they, like I said, they really did play off each other so well. And with May, I also like, you know, that... she's just an interesting character and a fun character to be around, because she's always the one who was like, who had the sarcastic quip at the end, and could even, you know, stand up to Azula. And I really did want to see Azula and May fight. I really wanted to see how that fight went, rather than get a cop out from Ty Lee. But that's just a little bit of why I like May. #7. Now, #7 is my #7 pick. Oh boy. Again, it's another character from a series you guys were expecting, probably, and it's a Stormhawks character. And I think I've talked about this character enough on whenever I talk about Stormhawks. You guys probably know which female character that's going to be brought up. So, yeah, you guys have probably figured it out if you know me. And I'll explain why I like this character. And that character in question is Starling. Now, Starling, like I said, and you're going to see a theme with this for a lot of the characters, is that she's a character in power. She has this whenever, you know, she's on screen, you really do pay attention to her. And she does have a lot of physical prowess to her, and again, it's the hair. That's just a minor thing, but it's the hair. It's the multicolored hair. I don't know why. But she has this confidence and drive to her that makes her so interesting. And